My topic is processed foods and its ill effects. So, what are processed foods? They are made in factories, processed in some way, have colorful packaging to grab your attention, and ingredients we don't recognize. They don't even contain nutrients which our body needs, and contain preservatives, colorants, and chemicals. So, what are really processed foods and are they unhealthy? Let's see. Processed foods are any food that are changed from its natural state. These include food that was simply cut, washed, heated, frozen, mixed, or packaged. It can also include food that has added preservatives, flavors, salts, sugars, or fats. There are different types of processed foods which are minimally processed, such as fresh blueberries, roasted nuts, chopped vegetables, which have slight change and are made usually to make them easier to access. And the natural state of the food is not affected. And the second type contains processed foods such as butter, sugar, salts. They may be pressed, refined, or milled. They have gone through the process to make it easier for you to use them in the kitchen. They are not meant to be eaten alone and are added in the food. The third type are the processed foods that include canned fish, fruits in syrup, bottled vegetables, cheese, fresh bread, or other options that were made with added salt, oil, sugar, or other things from group 1 or 2. The group 4 are the ultra-processed food and drink products. These group contains food that are typically the result of intensive manufacturing processes. They are created from foods and additives and don't relate much to group 1 foods. These foods include sugars, oils, fats, and salts, but they also have ingredients like casein, lactose, gluten, whey. Now let's learn about the effects of processed foods on our health. It causes health conditions like obesity. As people consume more junk foods or highly processed and refined foods, they dilute their dietary protein and increase their risk of being overweight and obese. The excessive amount of calories from the unhealthy fat present in them surpasses the total number of calories burnt, leading to fat accumulation in various body parts. Diabetes increases the risk of chronic diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, obstructive sleep apnea, PCOS, osteoarthritis, etc., as the processed foods are high in sugar, fat, salts, and preservatives. Metabolic syndrome. It is a cluster of conditions that increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. High fat, energy dense, fast food style breakfast results in an increase in oxidative stress in metabolic syndrome. The exact causes are still incompletely understood, however, it can also be a function of genetics, and surveys suggest its linkage with excessive consumption of processed foods. Studies show processed foods can also play a role in developing inflammatory bowel diseases or Crohn's disease. Autoimmune diseases occur when the body's immune cells attack the healthy cells in the body. However, studies also link it with excessive consumption of processed food. There are over 80 types of autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease, Addison disease, type 1 and type 2 diabetes. It affects joints, muscles, RBCs, thyroid. Food additives like glucose, sodium, fat solvents, organic acids, and gluten's weakens the immune system. Colorectal cancer is a type of cancer that starts with colon and leads to rectum. It is caused by processed meats that include lunch meat, bacon, sausage, hot dogs, beef jerky, or other meat products that go through a chemical treatment. Anxiety and depression. Psychological concerns are a significant problem prevalent all around the world. Studies prove a high intake of healthy foods reduces the risk of anxiety and depression. However, highly processed food that are high in sugar or sodium can lead to increase in it. To prevent all these health issues, we can reduce processed food from our diet by cooking food more in home and choosing minimally processed foods like homemade chicken over fried and processed. Checking the label is very important. Everyone should be aware of the importance of reading labels. The label on a product allows you to know what is in the food you are eating and the product you are using, and to know how healthy or unhealthy the product is.